One. Welcome back. This is Locker Room Talk with Jitim Young. Let's talk about it, Shy. I'm your boy, Mr. Wildcat, Mr. Northwestern, Mr. Big Ten, Chicago Hall of Famer Jitim Young. And in the locker room with me, whew, the
Super.
amazing, all right, Miss London. She's in the locker room with me. She has an amazing podcast, one of the best podcasts in the state of Florida. IamChandriaSpeaks Podcast. Um, you could find it on Apple Podcasts,
Hello.
Spotify. Man,
Yeah,
how
all
are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing? Thank you for having me.
You know what? I'm good. Chicago is actually getting some of that Florida weather. It's been like 97 degrees this like past week. So I'm
What?
I'm I'm glad we finally getting some good weather here in Chicago.
So you
We
guys,
trying to be
so
like
you,
y'all.
so you guys took our good weather because it's been raining every day here because of the storm that's coming.
Yeah, we've been having rain and cold weather seem like April, May, and then finally, you know, like the ending part of June to now, we've been in the 90s, beautiful sunlight. Everybody been at the beach. Auntie Lori opened back up the city, so everybody is out. Everything's closing now at 3 o'clock. So yeah, Chicago right now is popping.
Okay, okay, I can dig it.
Yeah, this podcast you got, this is fire and it's good to see it from a woman's perspective. I am
Right.
Chandria Speaks.
Yes.
What kind of inspired you to start it, and what is kind of some of the content that you like to talk about with your listeners?
Well, what inspired me was I have a lot of friends who they reach out to me because I've been through a lot in my lifetime, even though I'm only 32. I started young. I had my son. I got pregnant at 16. I had my son fairly young, um, and I dated older guys, younger guys. So I kind of experienced a lot of things, and uh they say life will teach you before someone, how you learn more from what you experience than what someone tells you. So I
Right.
learned so much, and my friends reach out to me for advice. And
Okay.
just one day, one of my best friends was like, Chandria, you should really like look into doing like a speaking thing, because what you say is very like motivational. You're so strong. A lot of people confide in you for advice. So I started the podcast. I was supposed to have been started years ago, but I was
Right.
like, I'm not pushing it back anymore. Let me start this podcast. And, it's been booming. I'm really grateful for it. And a lot of people reach out to me after listening to it, and they're so inspired, and they thank me for like opening their eyes to certain things that they missed. So yeah, I'm
Right.
on Apple, I'm on Spotify, I'm on YouTube. It's called I Am Chandria Speaks. You can also
Okay.
follow me on Instagram. I am Chandria Speaks, and I post a video like once every 2 weeks. And
Okay.
yeah, so a lot of people join.
Yeah. I mean, it's dope, man. It's a dope show. You a dope person. We talking about relationships, and we living in a time in this women empowerment era, and we got guys dating these very independent, very successful women. From your perspective, and kind of when you have these conversations, do you feel that men are intimidated by independent women and strong women? Do you feel that it's kind of 50-50, like some accept and some don't? Kind of, from your perspective and from the things that you see, what is your feeling about like men that date women that are stronger, that are independent women that can do for themselves?
Well, my opinion, honestly, when you say men, I don't think men are intimidated. I think when you run into boys, they're
Right.
intimidated by a woman that is strong, a woman that empowers, a woman that holds her own, because they know that eternally they lack something. And
Right.
what
Yeah.
I learned, like dealing with boys, and when I say boys, it can be people, men that are 40 years old too. A lot of them never grow
Fact.
up. They
It's
never
a
grow
fact.
up.
Yeah.
So a lot of men are dealing with a lot of self-esteem issues, a lot of mom issues. They're mama boys, and it carries on for a long period of time. So
Yeah.
when they run into that independent woman, that woman who has her own, um, they look at it as like a threat. They're like, oh wait,
Right.
this girl car is better than mine. She has her
She
own
not
place.
gullible.
Yeah, she's not gullible. She's not gonna fall for what I'm saying. I can't pull one over on her. So let me go get this girl who live with her mom, who's not working, who smokes weed all day, because I can
Right.
control her. I can control
Right.
her. So my opinion on that is, when you're dealing with boys, you gotta deal with a man. A real man is not gonna be intimidated by a woman who has her own. He's gonna want to help her get more. He's gonna come
Right.
in anyway and say, "Oh, how can I help you achieve this goal?" He gonna offer advice or even
Yeah.
resources to help her be better. They don't get
Yeah.
intimidated by stuff like that because they have their own. They're self
Yeah.
sufficient.
It's a
Yeah.
team. You know what I mean? When you get to a point in your life where you could look at someone and say, especially when you guys are a couple, and you
Hmm.
can say, I'm proud of you. And even if doing better or make more than I am, the fact that we're in a relationship, that makes us a team. And I know on our show with me, Vasiel Ooch, on Let's Talk About It Shot, we always talk about that, like, being teammates. It's easier to get along with somebody who you share that sense of team with than trying to compete with somebody you with. And once you in a relationship and you guys become competitors, now the love can't grow. You guys can't grow together because it's, oh, she thinks she better, he think he better because he got this. Nah, I'm cheering for you all. Like you said, I want the best for you. And it takes a certain level of understanding and self-esteem and confidence with yourself to recognize that. Like
Right.
me, I don't care. I could be in a room with Michelle Obama. I'm so
Right.
confident and I'm like, man, you amazing. I'm proud of you. Oh my God, you keep up the good work while
Right.
still feeling good about myself and not missing a beat. But it's a lot of people, they have to, the only way they feel good about themselves, either downing somebody or being around people that they are higher than. Because I always say all stars, they can't play with the all stars. They can't play in all-star games
Right.
because they feel intimidated. They feel like I don't feel like I'm at the level of that other person, and that's a threat. And so a lot of guys and even females, they feel like they got to degrade somebody and put them down just to have that control, like you said. And
Yeah.
it, and this calls for a toxic relationship for sure.
And one thing I can say, speaking from a woman perspective, me being a woman that works a 9 to 5, I'm not rich. I don't have my own business or whatnot. I know me dating a man, like say I meet Odell Beckham tomorrow,
Right,
and or I meet someone who has all this money. I'm gonna feel like I'm not good enough for him. I'm like, he got all this money, and that's something that I have an issue with. And you
right.
think that it's the guy, and it's not. It's me. And,
Mm,
and and the only thing that would probably make me feel like that is the way he reacts to me. If he looks down on me, or he try to act like he's better than me. A lot of
right.
men meet women, and the women really think that they're better. They're like, "Oh, you lucky I'm talking to you." They look at the guy with the
Yeah.
side eye, and it's the how they treat them. So I don't know. A woman
Nah, yeah, them,
perspective.
them women could kick rocks. I'll be like, oh, for real? Oh, that's what you want. Oh, you them kind.
Yeah.
Okay, Nefertiti. Yeah, you go ahead. Matter of fact, find that king. You see him
Yeah,
10 years.
they're
In the
like, why
same
you
place.
reaching out to me? They're like, wait a minute, you not even in my level right now. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, find your level because your level still got you solo. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah. I don't like that. I know me personally. That's one of my pet peeves. All them attitudes and people feeling like they better than somebody. I don't even care if we out to eat and a woman putting down the people that's serving us and all that.
oh
Oh, that's
yeah,
our
that's
last date.
that's a
I ain't
no
calling you no more.
go. That's a no go. I
Yeah.
went on a date with a guy, and he's like looking down at the waiter, like talking to him all crazy. I checked him. I'm like, wait a minute, you sit here like you King Tut. Just
Yeah.
because this guy is the waiter, you don't treat him that way. And I don't even, I hate people like that. And
Yeah.
it reminds me of something I heard from Fred Taylor. He was a football player. He's on the
Yeah.
they have a podcast. He said, "Why would a rich man date a broke woman?" And he said that shouldn't even matter. He said, if you got to think about that, then you stayed in the playing field too long. If you with somebody and you thinking about, oh, I got money, is she using me? That means you shouldn't have been dealing with that person in the first place if you got to think about it.
Right.
And it goes
Yeah.
what your answer to the men that may be intimidated or they feel like the woman has more, then you in the
Yeah.
wrong playing field. Stay in your lane.
Right.
If you feel
True.
intimidated by a woman of that magnitude, stay with a woman that you're comfortable with. Don't try to jump the gun and you convincing this woman that you're ready, and now she's thinking she's not worthy because you mistreating her because she gave you a chance. And you ever
Right.
had those situations where you kind of gave someone a chance that
Oh yeah.
you kind of was like, I probably shouldn't talk to them, and then they turn
Yeah.
around and bite you in the ass with it, like
Oh yeah. Of course.
you like, wait
Yeah.
a minute, you came to me,
Yeah.
and now you don't want me anymore, but I gave you a chance and I started not to.
Yeah. Yeah. You know that they'll treat you like, they discovered you, like they built you, and you like, before I met you, I was already doing me. I was already doing very well, and
Yeah.
you had a bone in your nose and everything like that. Now you won't have. So of
Yes.
course, you know what I mean. I've I've definitely dealt with that, and it's tough. But the cool thing about life is just this word called resilience, where you know in this life you're gonna take a fall no matter how high you are, how successful you are, or whatever you're working towards. You got to have that perseverance, and you got to be able to be resilient, and still have enough confidence in yourself and faith in God to know that everything is part of a plan, everything is part of growth,
But
and it's also a teaching lesson because sometimes our conscience tell us the direction to go in, but because we have free will, we get to choose left or right. And if we choose that wrong path, we go through those storms
yep.
and we learn from, hey, you didn't have to go through that, but because you did, you see what happened. Now moving forward, you got the wisdom not only to help somebody that may look like they're going in the same direction, but you got the wisdom to move forward so your trajectory and your path can stay on the success that you're born to be. So I look at life like that.
Yeah, and you're right. I like the free will thing you said because a lot of times I don't know how spiritual you are or anyone else who's listening to this. A lot of people are praying for this good husband, this good wife, and God is sending you the same person that He want to see if you learned your lesson. He'll send you the same person in a different form just to see if you learned the lesson and you really want what you're asking for. And
Right.
then sometimes people get impatient and they settle, and they
Right.
know that this person that came along is not the person, but it looks
Yeah.
close to it. But you did see
Mm-hmm.
that red flag that you ignored, and then you're
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, let maybe this will work. But no, you knew it from the jump. And I
That it won't
say
work.
when people like that come around, it's easy to just say no. Be patient. Like God is sending you the right person, and you will
That's a
never meet
fact.
the right person with the wrong person there.
Yeah. Especially
They'll
when you got
never
that faith.
come.
Yeah. You got
Yes.
you got that faith, and your instinct and your energy gonna tell you like, nah, that ain't the right one. You know what I mean? But everybody on the show, my boy Ooch, he always say, he be like, oh, they'll treat the dude with the sagging pants, the long white gas station t-shirts. They treat him good. He drive your car, bring it back on, eating all your kids' snacks, drinking their Capri Suns. But the dude that come around with his shirt tucked in saying, hey, ma'am, how you doing? Girl, he a lame, he this. The dude that's putting you through misery, them the ones they treat right. We don't never get it. We always joke about that on the show.
But
So
it's
that's
vice
kind of funny
versa.
about that.
That is vice versa too. A lot of men do that as well. They're
Hmm.
with women that have nothing going for themselves,
Right.
and they wipe them up. The woman don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean.
Mm.
They don't even really want to work. And these men settle with women like this.
Yeah.
And I just look at it like, whoa, like a lot of women I see that are married, I'm like, how the fuck you married and I'm not? Sorry for cursing. I'm like, wait a minute,
That's all
you're
good.
married and I'm not. You don't do half the stuff I would do,
Yeah,
and it goes to tell me like maybe that's not what it is. Maybe
yeah,
being married is not what I think it should be.
right.
I guess everybody has their own lane and they prefer what they
Yeah,
prefer. So yeah.
yeah. I mean, if to it's the person. Like it could be that. To be honest, I don't even worry about that because if somebody feel whatever they feel, you know what I mean. And even if I don't think it's gonna work,
Hmm.
they get in that marriage situation, and then a few years later they divorce, or they get in that marriage situation and they still together, 10, 15, 20 years later. Great. The thing is, am I doing what I need to do to become a better person, to grow, and to be ready for, whatever situation that I know is a blessing. I can recognize that with open eyes, and I'm not clouded by, facades or materialistic stuff or stuff that's phony and fake, that's not real. And I think, I'm in a place where my energy is it picks up on stuff that I ignored as a teenager, even in my 20s and early 30s, for
Right.
that. I ignored it. Well, now, nah, I'm locked in, and like you said, I'm patient and I take my time.
Right.
So
Right.
that comes with maturity as well.
Right. And I know me. These girls that skipping these lame dudes, bring them right to me. I want the lames. Those are the good men. Down here in
Yeah,
Florida, the men are horrible. That's all I can say.
yeah. Hey, well, I'm reading my books. I'm in school and everything. You know what I mean? So, man, we could talk about Mozart and we could talk about the Newton theory. I'm with all that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, lames it is. You know what I mean? I don't miss your blessing. That's all. Don't miss your blessing. And we talking about kind of dating and everything. So you know, and this is just advice for the fellas, and this is from you know your perspective. We got IamChandriaSpeaks. The podcast is lit, and she's phenomenal and amazing. And if a guy wants to get a woman's attention, and a guy wants to get a woman's number to get to a first date, what is something you as a woman look at, or what is something that grabs your attention and a guy approaching you, or something that you may see that, or advice that you can give to help the men out when they're approaching a young lady.
This is gonna. I hope this don't go left. Because a lot of these new millennial men, I would say, born at the 1990, at the 1990,
Yeah,
there's some cheap asses. They don't like to
right.
invest. They don't want to
Okay,
invest. So me as a woman, I'm born in 88 and I dated older guys. And I would say a
right,
lot of things that get a woman like me attention that has their own, just that gesture. Like when a guy approached me and I like invites. Invite me
okay,
somewhere. Invite me to
yeah,
hang out with, you or your friends. Like, oh, it's a
right,
party next week. You want to come hang out? We're gonna have drinks and stuff,
right,
um, or even make a reservation. If you really want to get to know me, ask for my number and be like, look, I want to take you out, or
okay,
send me the reservation without me even having to figure out where I want to go. Get to try to
okay,
understand my style just by looking at me and take a guess of what I might like.
yeah.
um what else? I
So when
don't.
he just walk up to you, like he walk up to you, and will women take that the wrong way? Like a man walk up to you, like, "Damn, girl, you look good. You know what? I want to take you out. I want to make a reservation. You already know I got that bag. Is that like, what I'm saying? Is that like what you mean,
No,
or
they
is
shouldn't
it just
say it
a
like
way to?
that. They should just be like,
Okay,
you know, I saw you from across the room, and you just caught my attention. I would love to get to
okay,
know more about you. Um, do you live around here, or you could suggest a place you hang out if you want to come and meet me there. Because some people are nervous for people to pick them up for dates now.
yeah,
Just that gesture, and people
right,
people say this, but I'm a fan of Cash App and Zelle.
right,
Be like, oh, you want to go on a trip? Let's go do something nice. I don't know. I feel like men have to set the standard. A lot of
Okay.
men are at this level where they comfortable, where they don't want to invest into the woman, and it's
Right.
easy for a man to walk away from something that they're not investing in. And
Right.
I'm from the old school era. I dated older guys. My son's father, for example,
Uh-huh.
he's not around anymore. But he was like, "Hey, you know, my video got interrupted. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you perfectly.
Oh,
I can hear you
it
perfectly.
stopped. But when I met him, he came at me. He bought me a
Right.
phone. He was like, "I want to keep in
Right.
touch with you." He bought me a phone. It
Right.
was just different, and this was years
Yeah.
ago. And
Right.
it really like made me look like, wow, this guy really want to talk to me so bad. He bought me a phone. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not all about buying things. However, it definitely sets the standard. A man walk away from something that they don't invest in. It's
Right.
easy. They give up. And I feel like
Right.
as a woman, to avoid wasting your time, to avoid people that claiming they want to get to know you, when sometimes they looking at the outside appearance and they really just want to smash, you
Yeah.
can
And men are physical. Men by nature are
are
physical.
physical.
We competitors, and the things that attract us, because it's who we are off DNA, we're attracted by the physical, which is why it's so hard for a man to fall. It's harder for a guy to fall in love and really get those feelings. But when he do, bam, he hit that wall quick
Mhm.
because it's something that he's not used to.
Right. And maybe this don't apply to everybody, but I know me as a woman, that really sets the standard. Like, you don't have to put money in my hand. You don't have to. I can pay my own bills. Just
Right.
that gesture of, oh, let's go out somewhere. Invest some kind of time or something
Right.
that sets the standard.
Yeah.
Like another thing, I remember I dated a guy, and every time he came encounter with me,
Mm-hmm.
he knew my favorite color, so he would give me something of my favorite color every time we met up, and I'm like, whoa.
Ooh.
It was just a simple, like something that was like $5, and I just was
What was
like,
your
man.
favorite color?
He was like, he asked me what he I kind of told him what my favorite color was. The next time he saw me, he gave me like this rose gold. My favorite color is rose gold. He gave me a
Okay.
rose gold phone case. And I just was like, oh, that's sweet of you. And then, like, every time he saw me, it was just a simple gesture that let me know that he was thinking about me before he came to see me.
Right.
And that goes a long way. And I think married people should consider, adding that into their relationship. Your wife,
Right.
you can get so comfortable with your wife that you can kind of forget what she likes, and she may
Yeah.
think you're not thinking about her, even in a
Or don't care.
relationship. Yeah, it
Yeah.
it, it, it means a lot. I still think about it. I'm like, damn, I never had a guy do that before.
Right.
And even if it
Yeah.
was a simple drink, he would bring me, oh, you need something to drink. And guess what? One time he brought me tissue. He was like, oh,
That was
I was
rose
at the
gold.
store. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. But he
Oh.
was like, I brought tissue for you. I figure you may need some tissue for your house. And I just was
Right.
like, what? That was Men don't do that anymore.
Right.
So, and don't get me wrong, it wasn't a one-way street. I offered to cook for this man. I cooked for him a
Right.
couple times. Um, I pampered him a couple times, a massage. It wasn't a one-way street. And when a
Right.
woman see that a man is willing to go that extra mile for them, they will do
Yeah.
anything for that man. They will like
Right.
make the world stop for them.
Wow.
So
Yeah. So like we was talking about like that date. So you come, a dude come, y'all finally exchange numbers. In your opinion, what is a good first date? This is the first time y'all going out. Do is it is it the creativity that matter? Do we gotta go take you to Lowry Steakhouse, Shea Maurice off Martin? You gotta spend 200 right away, or
no.
what is it for you in your opinion? What is the purpose of a first date? And for you, what would be a good first date?
I think a good first date is somewhere where you guys are comfortable, and it doesn't have to be anything rich. It doesn't have to be
Right.
like, what is called Ruth Chris. It does not have to
Yeah.
be that. But it can't be Starbucks. Why I know a
Okay.
lot of people be like, "Oh, let's meet at Starbucks," because they trying to keep it safe. If you're dating somebody, you gotta go hard. You can't play it safe.
On
You
the
can't
first
just
date
say
though.
yes. You
Okay.
cannot meet someone at Starbucks as a first date. A woman looks
Okay.
at that as being very like, what a coffee shop really?
Right.
Um, maybe a park. If you meet someone at a park, maybe you guys can meet at a park and have a picnic. I think that's a great
Okay.
first date because it's quiet. You have time to sit and talk to each other, to interact.
Right.
Because I had guys that want to take me to the movies as a first date, and I'm like, I don't even know you. I can't sit up and watch a movie with you.
An hour and 45 move.
Yeah, it's like
Now
we
they want
can't.
to do the
Yeah, and then put the arm over you. It's like I don't even know you. I don't want you touching me. Like, and then you can't talk to them. There's nothing to talk about. You're in a movie. You got to be quiet.
right.
Um, and then even going out to eat is kind of, it depends who the person is. I would say because I had dates where I went out to eat with guys, and it was very like the communication was A1,
The
and it's
conversation was great.
yeah, and then some guys I went out to eat with, I'm like, why in the hell am I at this table? This guy is like his mannerism, it's just like we're not talking about anything. He
Right.
focused on eating more than anything. He's eating. So it depends on the person. I feel
Right.
like
Okay.
I don't know. That's kind of hard to say what exactly, but that
Personality. You know what I mean? If you're
yeah,
gonna be in a place like that, like if you're gonna go out to eat, you gotta have a personality where y'all talking and the food have most of the food still on the plate because the conversation is just so dope. You know what I mean?
right.
Y'all order like 2 or 3 drinks because y'all just having such a great vibe and stuff like that.
It depends on the guy. It definitely does because
Right.
I definitely notice the men that you meet that text you all day. Those are the men that when you go out to eat with them, they have nothing to talk about. They're not used to that real raw communication where you're
Right.
talking on the phone, FaceTiming. They want to hide behind the text message and to do a lot
Modern
of
day, no social skills because of the technology, text to the email, so they have no
yes.
communication, no personal. And that's a good point you bring up for real.
Yes, like they really lack common communication with you. They can't hold a
Mm,
conversation with you for no more than 5 minutes because they want
right.
to text you. They don't want to have this
Yeah.
face to face. It's too much for them. It's too
Yeah.
raw because they're afraid they may
Overwhelming.
say yeah they may say something that they think you ain't gonna like them because when they text and they have time to stop and be like, what I'm like
Delete,
what
delete, 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 delete.
yeah what can I
Text,
say
text,
that
text.
sounds good
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
when you meet a man who's willing to communicate with you off rip without texting all day, I would say that would be a great first date, especially face to face, because he has that intellectual skill. He can talk to you on the phone. I met people where I'm on the phone with them for 2 hours when we first meet. And I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, we're gonna have a great first date. I can talk to this guy on the phone.
Right.
So
Yeah.
guys who I can't talk to on the phone, I won't even go out on a date with them. When they ask
Right.
me, I say no, I'm busy.
Right. Now I
Yeah.
come from that era where it was just one phone and you had to call and the daddy answered the phone. Who the hell is this? How you doing, sir? God is good.
Yeah.
It's Chandria there. I want to ask her for the math problem. I play basketball and I don't want to be ineligible. Oh, you a
Yeah.
hooper, huh? Yes, sir. I'm one of the best in the state. Okay, I see you, young fella. But when moms answer the phone, oh, hey, I knew I was gonna get the phone. Mamas answer the phone, I got them. But when dads used to answer that phone, you have to have that conversation skill, especially like
Right.
if he hung up on you. But see, that's the
Right.
time I grew up in. So, but now everybody got their own personal phone. You call, you guaranteed to know that person gonna get answer, and then not even forget that part, like you said, it ain't no communication skills because hiding behind that, understanding me text.
Yeah.
It
And
takes away from the connection.
yeah, and I know this can probably be a little shallow. What I'm going to say, some people with iPhones, when they meet people with Android, they will not take. they look at them sideways like this dude texting me from a freaking Android. I
I'm
can't
Team
do it.
Android. Team Android, stand up, baby. I'm part of Team Android.
I'm
We
team
gonna stay true.
iPhone. I'm
Team
team
Android.
iPhone. But listen,
Hey,
listen, that's not a deal breaker for me. But if you're gonna be texting me all day, it kind of programmed me to be like, I don't even want to text this guy. Cause I don't know if he got my message. I don't know if he's typing back. And let me tell you this, I hate texting. I don't like when people text me. So
right.
the Android thing don't bother me. I don't like texting anyway. So when I meet somebody with an Android, I'm like, okay, you want to talk to me, you better call me. Cause I ain't texting.
Uh,
I'm sorry. I know it's shallow, but that's a petty side of
that's
me.
funny.
That's a petty side of me that I'm not giving up.
Team Android. We in
I'm
the
not
building.
giving
We
that
staying
one up.
strong. I'm telling you,
And
something evil. Hey, Android, we the Jedi Knights. We the last of our kind, man. Forget that. We Team Android. We gonna hang in there, man. It's something real evil about them iPhones. I can't put my hand on it, but I'm telling you, one day I was watching iRobot with Will Smith, and then robots turned on all them folks, and Will Smith came in and saved everybody. You're gonna look for me to save you one day. That iPhone gonna tell you you cannot leave your house, and it's gonna lock all your doors. And I'm gonna come in there with my Android shooting, boom, 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 rescuing. So hey, Team Android, if you watching that, Team Android, stay true. Ain't
no,
getting that,
team
baby.
iPhone. But listen, some women, I have heard women tell me this. They meet a guy with an Android and will not even give them their number.
Okay.
That's how shallow some women are. Like I have a best friend and he went out with his other friend and he was like
Uh-huh.
he was trying to holler at a girl and she saw his Android phone. She was like, "You ain't getting my number." And I'm like, "She said that to you?" He was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh wow."
Next time you see him, tell him I said, won't he do it? Because he saved them. He saved them from that devil. Won't he do it? And
Right?
hey, when he go to church on Sunday, tell him to do an extra shout, extra praise then. Because
Yeah, I told him.
Lord save his
I
life from that
said,
drama.
listen, I said that was God. I said that's a good thing. I said it's good you didn't get her number. I said you didn't need it
Ah,
anyway.
girl,
And
evil.
that's what I told him. I said you didn't need her number.
Hey, Team Android, stay strong, baby. That's what we do. All right, I know you got to get up out of here. For
Yeah,
last
I keep getting
question.
so many phone calls. Okay.
Well, you a superstar, you a celebrity, so that's what it is. But last question before you get up out of here, a lot of going on in the sports world. Uh, the NBA Finals. I know you love the Boston Celtics; they out the playoffs. But Tatum is playing for Team USA this summer. I just saw a video of him working out. What type of sports? I know you down south and everything, and football is like everything in the South. In Chicago, we love basketball. But kind of what's like your favorite sport, and then like kind of what is your favorite team in that sport?
Um, I'm not a big sports person, but I love boxing.
You like
Um,
boxing?
I'm
Okay,
a boxing person, and
yeah,
as far as teams, I told you I was a Celtics fan until my team went
right.
away. But I'm rooting for the boxing era. I like Ocho Cinco just prepared to fight. He
Ooh,
came from
okay.
football. He fought right before the Floyd Mayweather fight. So I
Uh
thought
huh.
that was extravagant. He never boxed
Yeah,
professionally before like that. So
yeah.
I'm more in
But
I'm the Muhammad Ali boxing.
yeah, okay. Now,
Yeah.
well, at least he ain't getting knocked out like my boy what's his name, my Hooper boy,
Oh yeah, I
Nate
remember.
Robinson.
Yes, Nate Robinson.
Man, I saw that fight. I was like, and then Snoop didn't make it worse. Snoop done made it worse. Oh Lord, have mercy. Come get your people. I'm dying
Yeah,
laughing.
he had his
Watching that.
booty in the air.
Yeah, man, that boy, woo. So, Ocho Cinco, man, Chad Johnson, please, man,
Yeah.
represent for the athletes.
Yeah,
Straight up.
he did his thing. I thought that was huge for boxing.
Right,
Um, I watched the fight. I thought it was amazing. So
right.
yeah, that's more so of my favorite type of stuff to watch.
Okay,
Yeah.
well. All right. Well, hey, man, thank you for joining us for just gracing
Mhm.
our show with your presence. Definitely appreciate you, man. Have a great rest of your day. Just thank you again. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Thank you for having me. Bye.
All right. Hey, and there we go. There we have it. Um, I am Chandria Speaks. Make sure you again tune in to our podcast. We've been trying to get on the show for a while, and we had room for it to jump in. But whatever you do, do it to the best of your ability, and just understand there's always room for improvement. And the day you feel you can't get better, it's the day you're not living your life to the fullest. This is Locker Room Talk with Jitim Young. I'm your boy, Mr. Wildcat, Mr. Northwestern, Mr. Big Ten, Jitim Young, Chicago legend, Hall of Famer. Catch us. Let's talk about it. Shy. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube. Let's talk about it. Shy. Follow us on social media. Follow me on social media. Follow me on YouTube. At Jitim Young on Twitter. At Jitim Young on Instagram. Jitim Young on YouTube. Follow Let's Talk About It. Shy. iHeartRadio. Myself, LeVar Hamlin, Corey CL Crockett, and Eric Skilla Young E Young. All right. We got a lot of shows coming up, a lot of things that we're gonna talk about on Let's Talk About It Shy. Thanks for tuning in to Locker Room Talk. Peace and God bless.